I was reading the news one day, just scrolling through my feed, when something caught my eye. The daughter of Sierra Leone's president marries a fugitive. Naturally, I was curious, so I dug deeper into the story. And trust me, it got a lot more interesting. Not only is Jos L. a major Dutch criminal, reportedly married to the president's daughter, but the tale is also tangled with the infamous Marengo trial in the Netherlands and a massive drug trafficking network spreading across West Africa. How did a Dutch most wanted fugitive end up in a West African country, wed into a powerful presidential family, and become linked to crimes that have rocked the Dutch justice system? You're about to find out. At first glance, it might seem like a wild rumor. However, Jos L. is a name that carries a very dark reputation. Just last month, the investigative journal Follow the Money reported that Jos L. had been spotted in Sierra Leone. Despite being convicted in absentia in the Netherlands and sentenced to 24 years in prison for importing thousands of kilos of cocaine and ordering an assassination, he has managed to slip away from justice and rebuild his life far from home. Born in the city of Breda in the Netherlands, Jos L. had a seemingly ordinary upbringing, but he quickly took a dark turn. Early on, he got involved in small-time hustles that gradually escalated into more dangerous criminal activities. Over the years, he earned a reputation not just for smuggling drugs, but for orchestrating violent acts that sent shockwaves through the criminal underworld. His list of crimes is long. He is accused for smuggling a total of 7,000 kilos of cocaine into Europe, a trade that is said to have earned him millions, and for ordering brutal hits on those who crossed him. One notorious incident involved an unsuspecting truck driver in Finland who was brutally attacked on his orders when a planned cocaine shipment in Rotterdam fell through, forcing traffickers to retrieve the drugs in Finland instead. However, Jos became even more notorious for his suspected involvement in high-profile cases. For example, in October 2019, Naima Jalal, known as the godmother of coke, vanished without a trace after leaving her home in Amsterdam in a car with fake license plates. Initially blamed for a botched cocaine deal, she disappeared, and for a long time, there was no sign of her. Then, during the Marengo investigation, a case that exposed a multi-million-euro drug trafficking empire linked to the Moroccan mafia, authorities discovered photos of an unidentified woman on a seized phone. Many believe these photos belong to Jalal, but suggesting that she may have met a grim fate at the hands of those in Jos L.'s orbit. Jos L. is also suspected of having ordered the murder of a man considered the mastermind behind a notorious torture container operation in the Netherlands. Earlier reports even suggest that he once sought refuge in Turkey, where he was detained on 2 separate occasions, but released after paying hefty sums. To add fuel to the fire, the Dutch Public Prosecution Service has offered a reward of 200,000 euros for any tip that leads to his arrest. As of now, Jos L. is listed on both national and international watch lists for several serious offenses. Over time, he earned various nicknames among criminals and the media alike. He is known as Holly, El Presidente, and El Ganador. By the way, Dutch media sometimes call him Bolle Jos, which roughly translates to bulging or fat Jos. Despite these monikers, his true identity remains shrouded in mystery, and his ability to evade capture has only added to his legend. But the most intriguing revelation about Jos L. came from an investigative report that exposed a photo of him at a church service alongside President Julius Maada Bio. In that image, Jos L. appears completely at ease as he sits among the president's family. This photo not only confirmed his presence in Sierra Leone, but also ignited rumors that he might be romantically involved with the president's daughter. Although President Bio has denied any connection with him, whispers persist that Jos L. has even bribed high-ranking officials to secure his safety. So, why Sierra Leone? Jos L.'s presence in this West African country should not come as a complete surprise. The answer lies in a vast, secret drug trafficking network that moves cocaine from South America to Europe through West Africa, a network that has grown more sophisticated over the years. Over recent years, criminals have discovered that the busy ports and loose security in West Africa provide the perfect cover for smuggling drugs. Countries such as Sierra Leone, Côte d'Ivoire, and Nigeria have significant gaps in their border and port controls. These gaps allow traffickers to hide enormous shipments of drugs among everyday cargo. The region's infrastructure, while bustling with activity, often lacks the advanced security systems that are standard in many European ports, making it a magnet for illegal trade. This smuggling route is often called Highway 10. Its name originates from the old transatlantic slave trade routes that once crisscrossed these regions. Today, Highway 10 is a lifeline for traffickers, a secret passageway through which drugs are moved in massive quantities. Every year, record quantities of drugs are intercepted at or near the ports of Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, and other West African nations. However, these seizures are believed to be only the tip of the iceberg. The vast majority of the drugs are smuggled through the Sahara into Europe. Experts estimate that up to 30% of the cocaine from South America now finds its way to Europe via Highway 10. Interestingly, Ivory Coast, once primarily a transit hub for cocaine destined for European markets, has transformed dramatically over the past decade. Abidjan, its largest city, has earned the nickname Miami of West Africa, drawing comparisons to the American city during the crack epidemic of the 1980s and 1990s. This evolution is due in part to increased local consumption and the development of a consumer market that now rivals traditional drug corridors. Meanwhile, stringent security measures at major European ports like Antwerp, Rotterdam, and Hamburg have forced traffickers to seek alternative routes, making West Africa even more attractive as a smuggling route. The drug trade in this region is not only about moving contraband, it is a highly organized multi-million euro industry that funds further criminal activity and even influences local politics. Traffickers often exploit local corruption, bribing officials and using violence to maintain control over their operations. This vast network of illegal trade has created a shadow economy that thrives in the gaps left by weak governance and limited law enforcement resources. The arrival of Josel in Sierra Leone has sparked significant concern, not just because of his personal criminal history, but because it highlights the broader challenges facing the country. Sierra Leone, with its developing infrastructure and limited resources, has become an unwitting hub for international crime. The latest video evidence, obtained by AD and Follow the Money, paints an even darker picture. In the 22-second clip, Bolle Jos is seen celebrating in the company of Alusina Kane, the head of the immigration department, and Andrew Kai, the head of the drug police. At one point, he even hands a gift to Kane, raising serious questions about how deep his influence really goes. The footage is reported to be from July 2024. The situation took a dramatic turn when journalist Sophie Van Leeuwen of RTL News became involved. While reporting on Josel and the growing drug network, she was detained at a checkpoint near Freetown, capital of Sierra Leone. Although she was released after questioning, she was not allowed to leave the country immediately. Back in the Netherlands, pressure is mounting to capture Josel. Dutch authorities are determined to bring him to justice. They have offered a reward of 200,000 euros for any information leading to his arrest. 3 weeks ago, the Netherlands officially requested that Sierra Leone extradite Josel. This request, however, is complicated by the absence of an extradition treaty between the two nations. Without such an agreement, even the most determined law enforcement efforts can be stymied by legal technicalities. Almost a week after the Dutch request, Sierra Leone's Ministry of Information responded to the international outcry. In a statement to Reuters, the ministry said it was investigating the case and expressed a willingness to cooperate with Dutch police and Interpol. However, the ministry's response also underscored the challenges Sierra Leone faces. Limited resources, bureaucratic hurdles, and ongoing issues with corruption make it difficult to tackle such a vast criminal operation effectively. However, local police in Sierra Leone have ramped up their efforts to understand the full extent of the drug trafficking network and to determine Josel's exact role within it. The reaction in Sierra Leone is mixed. While some officials are eager to cooperate with international law enforcement to curb the illegal drug trade, others are wary of the political fallout. The revelation that Josel might be involved with the president's family has raised uncomfortable questions about corruption and undue influence at the highest levels of government. Even President Julius Maada Bio has been forced to issue statements distancing himself from Josel, although rumors continue to swirl. The revelation that Jos is seen partying with top officials is just the latest in a series of damning pieces of evidence tying Bolle Jos to Sierra Leone's elite. While Kane himself denies any involvement in Bolle Jos's criminal activities, but the optics of a fugitive drug lord partying with high-ranking officials have sent shockwaves through the country. Meanwhile, Andrew Kai has yet to issue a public statement on his involvement. So for now, the future remains uncertain. Do you believe that strong international cooperation can eventually bring Josel to justice? Or will he continue to elude capture through his powerful connections? And what are your thoughts on Sierra Leone's ability to combat the growing influence of drug trafficking networks in the region? Only time will tell. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates. We will definitely keep following this story.